Hi, and thanks for joining me. I hope you're all keeping well in these difficult and troubled times, and that your friends and families are safe and well. The film you're about to see was recorded a couple of weeks ago when I was still volunteering for the CRT. Unfortunately, that has come to an end for the time being, but I do look forward to that starting again sometime in the future. It was to have been our penultimate go at the towpath at Napton. Unfortunately, it was to be our last trip to Napton. We had use of a boat, which was good. We were spreading a surface material onto the towpath to improve its appearance. It wasn't a very nice day, rather cloudy, and then it started to rain and it was drizzly and miserable. But we got the job done. We used all the surfacing material we had on the boat. We could have used a lot more, but there was a weight limit of 3 tons on the boat, I believe, so we had to abide by that. So I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. It's only a short video. I hadn't really intended to film as much as I did. My plan was just to take a few snippets for inclusion in a different video. But as it turned out, you know what I'm like. I point the camera and I just keep filming. Unfortunately, some of the quality isn't as good as it should be. One of the cameras played up. It started not to focus at all, so some of the images are rather blurry. I've had to discard a lot of what I've filmed for that reason. So I've done the best I can, and I hope you enjoy watching. We didn't know it at the time, but this was to be our last outing dealing with the towpath repairs at Napton. This was because a week later the government introduced severe movement restrictions regarding the COVID-19 outbreak. We are passing under the road bridge, which gives access to the Folly Inn public house, a popular haunt with boaters. The boat is loaded with 3 tons of grano, a surfacing material which we are going to lay on top of the towpath, where we have been working for the last few months. There are 7 of us on board, which is a good-sized working party. As you can see, the weather is somewhat overcast, and we are hoping that the rain will keep off. We passed a number of boats whilst making our way to the work site. We're now approaching Napton Narrowboats, and it's opposite here where we have been working on the towpath. At present we're working a little bit further along. You can see here some damage to the edging. I wonder how that could be caused. This chap here is working on the roadway up above. It's an unsurfaced road which is quite potholed, and they seem to be levelling it out. Here we're passing some of the work we've done in recent weeks. Looks far better from the water side, I would say, than when we look down on it from the towpath. Quite pleased with that. Quite extensive repairs really. It takes such a long time to achieve though. That's really the problem. We've just touched a very small length of towpath. When you think there are 2,000 miles of canals, you'll appreciate the difficulty. We're now coming up to Napton Junction, where we're going to turn the boat and then head back the way we've just come in order to moor up. This is actually the junction of the Oxford Canal with the Grand Union Canal, which you can see going off in the distance under the bridge. We're now setting back the way we've come, and very shortly we'll be mooring up. Friendly wave from the fellows Morton and Clayton boat. Just ahead of us is where we're going to be working. And here we are. Get a good view here of what we've been working on. Need to secure the boat first. Each dumpy bag holds about a ton. There were 2 loaded onto the boat, but we added a third. We put a third empty dumpty bag on and then we filled it ourselves because we wanted to work with 3 tons today. And as you see, it's not long before we start work. It's hard for me when I have to stand and watch other people work, but I cope with it, so please don't worry about me. This is Dan, our governor. He's the only CRT employee amongst us. The rest of us are all volunteers. I'm sure the others would agree. It's been great fun working with Dan. I'm sorry that our efforts on the towpath have been curtailed by the present COVID-19 outbreak. It's looking better already, but still some way to go yet. It's beginning to rain now, and unfortunately one of my cameras has decided not to focus correctly. So some of the pictures you're going to see are a little indistinct. I'm sorry about that. It's beginning to look a lot better already. Having achieved this, we decided to stop for lunch, as afterwards we were going to haul the boat forwards whilst we worked. It may not seem so, but I'm holding on to the rear mooring line. Help keep the boat steady as we move forward. I'm kicking the surface dressing into place to get it into all the nooks and crannies. You can see a lot of shovelling from the front of the boat. It's quite a good way of working actually. It's helpful that there are so many of us that we can do it this way. 3 people shoveling, 1 spreading, 2 holding the boat steady, and 1 helms lady. Now we're moving a lot further forward on the towpath, having finished that first section that we were working on. There's my feet you see here, treading carefully. I don't think you realised I could multitask. Hold the boat steady, film. God dear me. And now we've finished, so we're setting back to the bottom lock at Napton. You can see it's still raining. Not a very pleasant afternoon at all, but we're pleased with what we've achieved. Just sorry that we won't be able to do any more yet a while. In set is my boat approaching Napton Bottom Lock in August 2018. It's now a matter of cleaning the boat. We always like to leave it in a tidy order, ready for the next crew aboard. Once that's done, the boat will be moved to the other side and moored up. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that look at us working on the towpath. It wasn't really my intention to film as much as I did, but I'm glad I did so. Many thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, keep safe, and bye for now.